All right, now we switch from Oregon State to Arizona State, and I just think the funny thing about this conference is I'm not sure one win carries over. Okay, you proved you can beat Oregon State, but tell me, does that prove that you can beat Arizona State? Because it seems like a completely different challenge.
Yeah, because the matchups and the quarterback play and all that makes it a huge difference. You know, that's the one thing that's going to be hard throughout the whole year. I mean, you know, Colorado's playing better, Cal's playing better. If you come out and you don't, and they're scoring points. And so the hard part for, you know, all these teams are going to be, you're going to be in games you have to match points. And I think that's what the Trojans are in for, you know, come Saturday. They're going to have to match points with Arizona State, and it's going to be an offensive struggle more than a defensive struggle.
How much of a, Sark's not ever really going to give a full answer on this, so I'll ask you, how much of a break are they getting in missing Taylor Kelly most likely and getting Mike Bercovici, or maybe not? You know Bercovici pretty well.
Well, Bercovici is a very good passer, but the one thing is he's not a runner. He's not slow, but he's just not a runner that's going to, as Sark said, have design runs. And so they're not going to do as much zone read with him. But in the pocket and when he's just dropping back, he does a great job of surveying the field, picking out receivers and all that kind of stuff. As Sark mentioned, his first start, he had 68 pass start at the college level for anybody is amazing. He's very good, though, in terms of distributing the football. The Trojans have Bercovici playing as opposed to Taylor Kelly.
And you talk about him distributing the ball. The guy that scares me is Jalen Strong. He really ate the Trojans up last year in Tempe. They don't have an obvious matchup for him either. The Trojans have either sort of slight corners or shorter corners. Josh Shaw here. So how do you compensate?
Well, I think it's going to be Seymour. I mean, I think that Seymour is the one that's going to have to go up against him just because he has the most height of the other receivers. You know, Hawkins and Adoree are about an inch or two smaller than Seymour. So Kevon's going to have to be the guy on him. He's just going to have to play a physical game. And he was on him last year. He had some problems with a physical in Fresno State in the bowl game a year ago. That was about the most physical that I've seen him play. And so he's going to have that kind of game on Saturday. And if they get some help over the top, it'll make it a little bit easier for him because then if Strong goes deep, he has some help to help him on the deep ball, but he can play that back shoulder throw, which is what they like to throw.
Cody's starting to do some special things. You talked about all the labels he's getting. Where is he going in terms of, you know, how good can this guy be? And when do you start? What's his NFL future? I mean, what is he as a prospect?
Well, I think that what's going to happen is, you know, that the NFL scouts are going to appreciate his ability to manage games. Now that he's doing it over the course of, now we're in year number 2, right? If he goes into year number 3, then he manages games, and that's what wins in the NFL. I mean, you know, you complete a high percentage,
yep.
Don't make mistakes, don't throw the ball to the other team. And so he's going to have to do it sort of like the John Jackson way. It's not going to take one game because we don't have the physical stature of some of these other guys, but he's going to have to do it week in and week out, and over the course of time they say, you know what? He's a good player. And so since that's sort of the path that he's on, that's the path he's going to have to take.
Yeah, real quick, get you out on this one. Sua Craven's a guy the NFL's drooling over. Do you like him in this new role?
Well, I like him because, you know, he has a great frame. He plays that role well. Remember, Sua is also half Samoan as well, and so he's going to get bigger as time goes on. He's a very physical player, a playmaker, and especially when you're playing in the box, you have to anticipate. He's by far the best person on the USC defense at anticipating what's going to happen.
Well, a guy who knows something about playing in the pros is coming up next. Devon Kennard, who was just here in the Coliseum last year with that C on his chest, and now he's a New York Giant. He'll be calling in from the Big Apple next up to Wrap Trojans Live.